Hello, viewers. I'm Nadia Shamus at 5 Points Fest with the writer Nick Spencer, and you're watching Comics Verse. So, the indomitable Nick Spencer, writer of Morning Glories, The Fix, Captain America, and of course Secret Empire. How's the con treating you today?
This has been great. Really, really fun. It's a wonderful crowd. A lot of nice folks coming by with their books, and I like the vibe of the show a lot.
I know, it's great to have such a wonderful show, small show here in New York. So my first question is, Secret Empire, the word on everybody's lips and everybody's keyboards. Has the response exceeded your expectations, met your expectations, a little bit lower than your expectations?
I would say they've exceeded the expectations for sure. I mean, in good and bad ways, I guess. This has always been a story that elicits strong emotions from folks that are reading it, and the new twist is no different on that front. That everybody's talking about it, and that's what we set out for.
Speaking of that new twist, is there any chance, I know that it's hush-hush at Marvel, but is there any chance you could give us just a little taste of what it might mean?
Well, I've been saying kind of the same thing about it, which is that we didn't set out to do a story about stories. That this is fundamentally about Steve Rogers, what he means to the Marvel Universe, what he stands for, who he is. And that the twist is very much rooted in that it's very much rooted in a tribute to the character. So we weren't so much pulling from trivia or from continuity as much as we were trying to get to the core of the character.
And, so you do write Captain America, Steve Rogers, and Sam Wilson. Both of them wear the mantle, but both of them wear them in such different ways. So what's it like to write such different characters in kind of the same space?
For sure. I mean, in a lot of ways, the story that we've been telling from the start is Sam's story, and I think that will become more apparent as Secret Empire goes on. This is really a story about how Sam was treated differently as Captain America, how he was received differently by the public, the extra challenges and roadblocks that were put in his way, and how he finds ways to overcome them. So, in a lot of ways, this is Sam's story. And then, in terms of Steve, again, it's really everything that we've done has been about trying to make a strong statement on what Captain America and what Steve Rogers means to the Marvel Universe and to the fans.
That's great. So while Secret Empire definitely revolves around, Steve Rogers' actions, you're writing a lot of Marvel fan favorites in this book. Who has been your favorite character to write?
I am really pleased with the Black Widow story that we're telling. I think the Black Widow story and the Hawkeye story are both really, really compelling parts of what we're doing. But there were a lot of characters that, the fun of getting to do an event is you get to kind of use all the toys and you get to put them all together in the way that you'd like. So there are a lot of characters that get big standout moments in this. It's fun to be writing Tony Stark. It's fun to be writing a lot of the young heroes like Miles Morales. Really, I'm spoiled. I'm getting to write everybody that I want to write on this, so I'm very happy about that.
I know, and that Black Widow Red Room storyline, my goodness, and the Red Room is so important to her character. And how is it different having Natasha at the head of the Red Room now, especially since it's caused her so much pain in the past?
Yeah, we're gonna really talk about that and why Widow made a decision to say that and what she's trying to do with these kids and why she thinks the world is in such a place that she needs to take such a drastic action. It's a big deal moment for her, certainly on a very personal level, because like you said, that the association there is a very bad one and a very difficult one.
So, as you said, you're writing a ton of characters. You're playing with all of the toys in the toolbox. So, do you put a little bit of yourself in each character? How much of yourself, Nick Spencer, personally, do you put into your characters? Because you've written such through your career, such different characters, from horror to humor, so how much of Nick Spencer is in each of them?
It's an interesting question. I think that it's inescapable that on some level you're writing the characters, so a little bit of you sneaks through. But, I really, the fun of the job is putting yourself in their shoes more than putting them in yours. So, I have a lot of fun just trying to capture those voices, capture those motivations, trying to, draw inspiration from the stories that those characters have been featured in the past and try to reflect them as accurately and truly as I think that I can. But of course, there's always a little bit of author voice in the stories, and you can't get away from that.
And now, Morning Glories, which was a big hit for you, finished last year, and it was filled with twists and turns, very much like Secret Empire is filled with twists and turns. Do you find that some of your experience writing Morning Glories has kind of seeped into what you're trying to do with Secret Empire?
Yeah, for sure. And we'll be back to Morning Glories right after Secret Empire is done, thankfully. I miss it a lot and miss writing those kids. But definitely, this is one of the most Morning Glories-esque stories that I've done at Marvel. It has all the twists and turns and the head fakes that we kind of built up there, and so it is definitely, I think there's some shared DNA there, and it's kind of fun to subject the Marvel audience and the Marvel readership to that kind of whirlwind pace and stuff. Sometimes it works, and it's fun when you can catch them off guard like we have a few times here.
Yes, I think we're all excited to hear that Morning Glories is returning. I think we all miss those kids and that school, especially since we don't go there. Now,
yeah, easier for us.
So you also write The Fix with Steve Leiber, and that is, totally different. It's a total love letter to crime comedies. Are there any particular movies or characters that you drew a lot of inspiration from that series?
There's a lot of Shane Black in The Fix's DNA, so stuff like Kiss Kiss Bang Bang or The Nice Guys certainly was an inspiration. Also, Elmore Leonard stuff, little Get Shorty, things like that were certainly things that I was thinking about, as I kind of set out to figure out what the book should look like. So definitely wear some inspirations on the sleeve.
And so back to Secret Empire, nobody can stop talking about it. Some of the art and the art layout in issue 2 was just absolutely phenomenal, mind-blowing, and so inventive. Can you tell me about how you and Andrea Sorrentino kind of came up with that one page where it was the pixelated face and the little flashbacks? I mean, that was just absolutely incredible.
It's really incredible work, and I was so happy to see people talking so much about it all over the internet this last week. That was really all Andrea, like that, I had just laid out, these are the beats that we're going to hit, that these are the callbacks, and he was the one who really decided to do the whole collage there, and it's just so incredible to look at, and it's really tricky in stories like this. We're trying to catch people up on a couple of years worth of Captain America stories in a couple of pages, so that if you hadn't read Steve Rogers' Captain America and you just picked up Secret Empire, you would understand what was happening and how Steve had become what he is now. And so for Andrea to do that so effectively and so memorably, it made my job a lot easier.
I mean, it's phenomenal work. And finally, we know that Secret Empire is going to be a 10-issue run. Besides Morning Glories, is there any other projects you are in the works of?
I've got some really exciting things in the works. Unfortunately, I can't say anything about them yet, but really big stuff coming. Definitely going to be, 2018 will be just as exciting as 2017.
Secrets from the writer of Secret Empire? I am shocked. Well, there you have it, everybody. Again, I'm Nadia Shamus. For more reviews, podcasts, and interviews, check us out at comicsverse.com. We're here with Nick Spencer, and we'll see you in the Comicsverse.